Socca bread, S-O-C-C-A. It's a chickpea flour or garbanzo bean flour. It's kind of fun. It makes a flatbread. I usually do 2 cups of chickpea flour with 2 cups of water. And that makes about 4 of the Socca bread, about 10 inches or so. Oh boy. Yeah, close enough. And then 2 cups of water. You can add any kind of spices, usually savory spices. I've done rosemary, garlic powder. I've done little onion flakes, oregano, basil. Today we're gonna do rosemary, garlic powder, and mushroom powder. Just kidding, this is salt. A teaspoon or so. A couple pinches of salt. My pinches are probably pretty big compared to most people's pinches. Garlic powder, heaping half tablespoon. Then I'm gonna mix with the whisk. The other thing we want to add is a little bit of olive oil, tablespoon per cup. Yet again, I'm gonna kind of guess. It's probably 1, 2. All right. It's more the art side of it. We could use it right now, but I like to let it sit for half hour or so. So if you're wondering what this is back here, this is a handy dandy sprout tower. So you just put your seeds in there, and each one of these little guys is like a little filter that lets water through. So you fill this one up with water, and it slowly drips into that one, and then it slowly drips into the next one, and then into the next one. And then the bottom one is a reservoir that catches all the water when you're done. Just dump that out, probably 3 or 4 times a day. Just refill this one. And this has been going on now for 2 days, and we're getting some pretty good sprouts. And these seeds have been around in my house for probably 10 years, and they're all still sprouting. Keep them cool and dry, they last for a long time. All right, so to cook the Socca bread, let's put a little bit of oil on there. About like that. And I'm gonna put the lid on and wait just a couple minutes. See how it's not really glossy anymore, and you see all the little holes? Kind of. Yeah, perfect. All done. That's it.
This diva can't wait for the director. He's moved ahead with production of the movie without the filming.
This happened last time.
Show us what you're doing, Josh.
I'm making yogurt.
Okay.
I'm also in the midst of making sourdough bread.
Oh, and some sprouts.
Oh yeah, some sprouts. You go like that until it's about that full. And be careful to not put cold milk into hot water because it'll break your jars. I've done it before, it's kind of a mess. Anything that'll fit 2 jars, and then you have water around it, then turn it on. Something that'll register at least 180 degrees to get rid of anything that might grow that we don't want. I'm trying not to look at it because it'll watch hot in there and boils. My milk has reached 180. Beware, do it at your own risk. I like just pull them out like this and let them sit. I'm gonna say 30 minutes. Because if I don't, I always forget, and it always gets colder than 115. And then I have to put them back in the heat to let them get warm again. Somewhere between 110 and 120 is about where we want it. I'm going to take my yogurt starter, which is basically yogurt from my last batch. The first batch I got, we just picked up some yogurt from the store, and I took a couple spoonfuls out of that to start. It's got all the live cultures in there, about that much. I'm gonna put it in there. Kind of stir it in there, put lids on, kind of turn them over a little bit, just don't want to shake them or anything, but take them, put them in my fancy homemade heat warmer Basically, you could do this in any sort of cooler that would keep it warm, wrap them in towels. However, you can keep them as warm as you can for at least 12 hours. So it's been about 12 to 14 hours that the yogurt's been activating. At this point, you can just take them out and put them in the fridge, just to have regular yogurt, or filter them so we get some of the whey out and we're making more of a Greek yogurt. And then the longer you go, the more dense it is. You can make what is called a farmer's cheese if you let it go for hours and hours. It's more texture of maybe ricotta or something. It still tastes like yogurt, but it's actually pretty good on some of the Socca bread we make. I've got this stuff. It's a special cheesecloth. It's not the cheesecloth you think of as the super wide. This is pretty dense. So I've got a bowl. I'm going to kind of center the middle of the cloth here. Kind of fun. You can kind of make sure it's done because you can see how it's all stuck to the. It's definitely not milk anymore. Any type of milk you could use. This is whole milk. You can do 2%, 1% non-fat. It all should work about soup. And just remember when you eat this to save half or a quarter cup or so out at the end so you can make more. I have an extra big cloth here, which is pretty nice. So I'm going to take and wind, get all the corners together and just twist it up a little bit. So kind of a little knot. And I'm going to use the loop I made right there to hang. And I'm going to put it here. I have a kind of just a convenient spot I have is my rack and my stove. So I got these hooks and I just go like this. I hang it. You can see all the whey coming out. And it drips pretty good for the first 20 minutes or so. I like to leave it for probably 4 or 5 hours and it gets it nice and thick. You can throw it away, or there's probably other things you can do with it, bake with it or something. All right, thanks for watching.